Hey everyone, Catch 'em All Collectibles here. Today I have a different kind of video I haven't done yet. So I've done several graded card returns. In this video I'm going to show you what I'm shipping out to grading. It'll be quite a while till you see a lot of these back. You'll see the two cards here over at the side that might have gotten your attention that I will go over in depth at the end, give you a really good close-up look at their condition. These two stacks you might recognize, familiar from my recent Jungle box break that probably went live last week. So these two stacks, to my side here, I've got the current turnaround times of CGC and their grading prices, and I'll kind of give that a little bit of my thoughts, but I think it's pretty unfortunate where CGC's gone. I was hoping that they'd charge a bit higher price, value their service more, and not allow the turnaround time to go where I presume at this time is probably north of a year. So bulk right now is $15 a card, and it's stated as 228 working days. Anyone who's submitted recently, this stack right here, I'm torn between whether I want to pay 15 a card for bulk and get it over a year from now, or if I want to do 25 a card and get it maybe right now they're stating 120 days. But anybody who's submitted with CGC knows that you're not going to get the turnaround time that they state when you submit it. You're going to get whatever it ends up being several months later. I have some cards out still that I submitted in early mid-January when I forget the exact time. I believe they were still calling it 30 business days turnaround. I think I had some that I got in right before that switched over to 60. I think they went to next, but anybody doing the math, 30 business days from mid-January, we passed that a few months ago. So unfortunate situation. These cards I'm just going to show you. Again, these were from the box break. I'm not going to take them out of the card savers. I showed better close-up on the condition in those videos. So if you want to go see that, check back for the box break. Aside from the Holos, this stack I should have mentioned, I'm probably going to go standard. So standard right now is up to $1,000 value per item, which all of these cards would fall under, assuming they get 9s. Anything that gets 9.5s or 10s, I doubt I'll be lucky enough to get any 10s from CGC on these, but if some of these, especially the Snorlax, Jolteons maybe, if they were to get 9.5s, I'd be interested to see if CGC upcharged me, because the value probably would cross that $1,000 threshold, but I'm not sure how much sales data there is out there on them. So that'll be interesting to see 5 or 6 months from now. Because again, $35 per card, 65 business days is the current stated turnaround time. I can only imagine. I think it's been saying that for over a month now, so that's probably only gone up since then. We've got another most common cards you'll see going out and coming back, Scream cards, and then a couple Masaki. I buy a lot of matched sets together, but these two I just picked up unmatched. They're not really anything special condition-wise. But still, I think they're a card that benefits from grading. So went through those cards kind of quick. I wanted to focus on these at the end. I did mention in a previous video, it's been a little while now, I think, but the idea of leveraging your collection. So I did have in the PWCC vault a PSA 10 Mysterious Pearl. I actually also have a CGC 9 listed on my eBay right now. The PSA 10 Pearl I was able to sell for $16,000. And that's a card I picked up for substantially less not too long, over a year ago. That card's performed extremely well. I have a little bit of doubts that it can continue not only, I mean, it's not going to 10x again in the next year. I can quite confidently say that. I mean, there's no guarantees. I'm not 100% on that, but I don't see that card crossing into six figures anytime soon. But not only that, if I had to bet one way or the other, I think it might pull back a little bit from the 16 that I believe I got a record price when I sold that card. Um, I think this is a bit more available. Theoretically, the number that was stated was 1,000. I think it's fairly widely accepted, though, that not actually 1,000 of these were awarded just due to how low the population is on these. But you'll see my two copies here that I picked up. I was able to grab these. Part of the reason that I accepted the offer is because I went on to Bai at the time, Yahoo Japan, and Mercari, and I saw that these two cards were available for about 3,500 each, all fees included. And I don't have the absolute best eyes, but unless I'm missing something, these were stated to be beauty products, and I do believe that both are quite strong contenders for potentially a gem mint grade. I'd like to see a gem mint grade on these if I was able. There's a little bit of a scratch there, you can see. Yeah, this one. I think this one was the weaker of the two. I'll have to check once I get to the other one, but either way, I'm not big on the PSA 10s personally. I've always been more of a PSA 9 collector. I just think there's a lot more value there. For me to be able to sell a PSA 10 copy and pick up two copies that are so mint to me, and then, I mean, have several $1,000s to buy other things with as well. To me, that was a great deal. If the card continues to go up, who knows? Maybe once PSA, if one of these grades is CGC 9.5 with strong subgrades, and PSA opens up like a $200 or $150 option, maybe I'll try my luck on putting another couple $100 into it. This one actually has a little bit of a scratch there next to the energy symbol. A little bit of a something there. So probably not 10 candidates, but the centerings are good. The edges are really good. I should have actually had it handy, but maybe I'll take a quick pause and go grab the other card just to give you a comparison of what the CGC 9 looks like. But yeah, like I was saying, to trade the PSA 10 for these two cards and then have enough leftover funds that if two more of these cards I could hit the market, I mean, to get 4 raw mint copies that have chances at CGC 9.5s, maybe if I go with Beck at 9.5s, or if I get really lucky, pick up a true gem copy to be able to turn one PSA 10 into either 4 PSA or CGC 9s, maybe 3 PSA 9s and a PSA 10 again. Clearly, whether the price goes up or down, you're profiting in excess cards if you're able to functionally get the same card back and then a few additional. So I'm going to pause quick and I'll be right back with the CGC 9 copy that I have. So the CGC 9 should have just magically appeared on your screen. Bit of a shame on this card. Beautiful, beautiful card. You'll see that it has a 10 for surface, 10 for corners, and 9.5 for edges. Unfortunately, that centering really held it back at an 8.5. You'll see the left-right. The left border is quite thick compared to the right is fairly thin, and I think top-bottom is only off slightly, but yeah, with 10 surface, 10 corners, 9.5 edges, there's really not going to be too much to look at as far as issues. So the other ones, I'm interested to see how they do. I'm torn between on this one. Let me pull the service levels back up. But CGC has the walkthrough that they call 7 business days for $125 with unlimited value. And then it has the express tier with $10,000 maximum value for $60 and 12 business days turnaround. So only about a week longer for half the price. Given what I have into these, $3,500 each, spending another $130 on grading isn't a huge deal. So I might just walk them through. Value wise, I have this one listed at, I believe, $10,000 or best offer right now. I know of a few. There's a 10 on the market, a PSA 10 on the market. As I mentioned, I sold mine for 16. There's one currently on there for 20 or best offer. And there's a couple 9s that are listed fairly high, I believe. But I've heard some of the 9s, people that are trying to buy them, negotiate with them, they're wanting north of 10. And one did sell pretty recently. I forget what that went for. Let me pull that up quick. One did sell recently. Quite a big pullback, I believe, at PWCC. I'm not seeing it come up right now. But I think I've got some reasonable offers on this in the mid to high 4-figure range. I'd like to, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with this. I guess part of it depends what these grades come back, if I'm able to. And then part of it also depends on what pops up in the meantime on Yahoo Japan or Buy, I mean, potentially even eBay. If I'm able to buy another card that I think is roughly equivalent to a CGC 9 for substantially less, I mean, maybe I'd take a more mid 4-figure range on that. But anyways, just tying back into the previous topic where I talked about leveraging your collection, I sold my PSA 10, ended up with these two. I've got this 9. If the opportunity comes along to buy a raw mint one, I mean, at this point I'm playing with house money a little bit, so I've been one to gamble with Yahoo Japan and using Buy, a middleman like that. You've kind of got to gamble, but this card is actually one that I bought raw quite a while before prices went so crazy, and I think I'm into this card for mid to high 3 figures. So I've made out well with it due to the price increases, but a way to kind of hedge, you can always sell it off as you buy a mint copy. That way, if prices go down, well, you've already extracted your capital, your cost basis out of it. So again, you're playing with house money. If the price continues to go up, you don't have that copy anymore, but you still got skin in the game. Whether or not the grade ends up being exactly the same, that's the gambling aspect of it. So I ended up making this video a little bit longer than I expected with how quickly I got through the jungle cards. But in any case, that's my submission that's going to be going out. By the time this video airs, it will have been out. I use Ludkins for my middleman. Always will vouch for them as the best way to get cards out to the grading companies, I think. So if you like what you saw, if you want to see more submission videos in the future, feel free to let me know down in the comments. You can also let me know with the thumbs up button, and subscribe if you want to see more content. Box breaks, returns, the podcast with Nick. I've got a lot of plans for different content throughout the summer, different things I want to try, and this was one of them, just to see if people enjoy seeing cards before they go out for grading. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you all later.